Okay, today on Move Over Mama, we have somehow managed to squeeze 5.5 humans onto the podcast. We have Millie and myself, mother and daughter, and then for the first time ever, we have siblings, and one of them has a baby in her belly. I'm talking about the band Sheppard, and we have George, Amy, and Emma all squished on one little couch.
Here we are.
With a baby on board. Now,
it's 4 of us on this couch.
Yeah, it feels very squishy over here.
And it's only a 2-person couch.
Baby.
We're so sorry. But look, thank you so much for coming and joining us on the Move Over Mama couch. Millie and I have been manifesting this right back to before we'd even started, and we were at Movie World with you guys, and we were like, we're starting a podcast. Could you come on it? And then I think every time I've seen you since, I've asked you to come on the podcast, and you're finally here. So thank you so much.
Persistence is key.
It is.
No, of course we wanted to do it. You guys are great.
I'm so excited for you all to be here because you guys were my idols ever since I was like younger.
Yeah.
I was so little, and I was singing Hey Geronimo up front. I'll always remember it.
We actually have a video of Millie front row singing at the Star.
Oh,
when you
really?
performed at the Star, and she's right.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Yeah. So I'll have to show you guys, but she's so little.
Actually, we were talking in the car. We were wondering how old Millie was because the song is actually 15, is older than Millie. So.
Yeah.
Well, I said I was 13, but I turned 14.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Hang on. How old's the song?
11.
Sorry,
11.
it's 11. So you would have been 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Singing it since I was
3 years.
3, honestly.
Oh, man, that makes me feel
Yeah,
old.
and I reckon at the Star you would have been 9 or 10. Yeah, that's how, because it was just
And I had,
before
like, bright
COVID or
pink
after
hair.
COVID. It was around COVID.
Yeah.
I had bright pink hair,
You
right?
did, yes.
Yeah, it was when we released Kaleidoscope Eyes.
Actually, kind of like the microphone.
Yeah.
That colour.
Pink, everything.
Well, thank you so much. Now, this podcast is all about unpacking your teen years because we want to inspire teens to think and dream big, and that it doesn't matter where you're from or what happens in your life, it all turns out in the end. And you guys are a great example of that. And so I hand over to Millie. So Millie, I'm going to move on over.
I do. Now, talking about teens, I'm going to ask all of you guys, what were you like as teens?
Opening Pandora's box here. Well, I think we all had very different teen experiences. I went to boarding school because we all grew up in Papua New Guinea, and then when it came time for high school, I was sent to boarding school at the age of 12.
Wow.
Which is crazy to think about.
It kind of seems
So-
like traumatic. Like you just had a bit of trauma in your
The
eyes.
first year was really tough because, I hadn't even crossed the road by myself
Yeah.
in Papua New Guinea. Like, it's not the kind of place where you just go riding a bike around the streets type of thing. And then
Or
I was
get
kind
eaten
of
by
like,
a crocodile.
yeah, pretty much. And then you get thrust into this completely new environment, new world, new country, new people. It was a very big adjustment period.
Meanwhile, we were in Papua New Guinea crying every night because George had left. Even Mum, we would write letters to him. Yeah, we were devastated.
Yeah. So the first year was kind of tough. I was a real goody two shoes up until year 10.
What?
And then I started doing the whole sneaking out of boarding school thing and putting the wrong person on the guest list. I was going out with one of Mum's friends, but I'd go out with one of my friends. So things like that.
And did you girls go to boarding school too then?
I went to boarding school for a year, and then I just had a horrible experience there. Did not like it at all. Plus missed my family, and I think they were a bit tougher on the girls. We had to, and especially the younger girls, had to go and set the placemats for all the older kids and do prep and reading time. And I felt like I was at school 24/7.
Yeah.
Which was hard. I was probably more of an awkward kid, definitely not as confident as you, Millie. I was thinking when I was 14, jeez. Definitely came into my own in my later teens. That's probably when I started to gain a bit more confidence. But, that being an awkward teenager helps me become who I am, because that's really when I learned how to songwrite, and I was thought I'd be this cool kid who could play guitar and write moody songs like Taylor Swift.
And what about you, Em?
Yeah, then Amy left for boarding school, and I was even more devastated because I'd lost my siblings. But then when it was time for me to move, get education in Australia, and Mum couldn't leave me behind, so we all moved to Australia.
Oh, so you got the different, got to be at home rather than go to boarding school. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Emma's the well-adjusted adult here. Yeah.
But no, I was more of a sporty kid and more of a tomboy, actually. Yeah, at school.
This is really cool. So what's your favourite memory that you've all had together?
Oh, I think there's plenty of them from Papua New Guinea. When we would come back, Amy and I would usually fly back from Brisbane to Papua New Guinea together for school holidays. And that was always such an exciting time, like getting on that plane, because I didn't get to see Amy in Brisbane much, even though we were both living in the same city. Getting to like arrive at the airport at the same time and knowing that the summer holidays were about to start and we were going to have 8 weeks back home with the family. That was always such an exciting time. And Papua New Guinea is like a really beautiful place, like for islands and boating.
Yeah.
You know, you can drive a jet ski without a license, that kind of thing.
Wow.
So we were always looking forward to going home and spending some time with family. And I just have all these great memories of going out on the boat and, you know, driving the jet ski too fast.
I love it.
Yeah. We actually a memory that stuck with me. We got a biscuit, like a sea biscuit. You know, is that is that what they're called?
That you drag behind the
Yeah,
speedboat?
like a donut for Christmas. And Dad took us out Christmas morning, and we loved that thing. And I just have those like fond memories as well.
It was way too windy and wavy.
Yeah.
But he took us out anyway.
Did you do the typical dad thing and try to whip you off?
Probably.
Yeah.
I was the first to be whipped off. And I remember this, like, speaking of trauma. And then you see the boat, like, go off into the distance. And I'm just, like, bobbing in the harbour. I'm like, oh. You know, it was like, you know, you can see the coral right in the distance. You're like, oh, my God, I'm going to be eaten.
Shark bait.
Amy almost went into orbit once. I remember that. You just went...
It sounds idyllic, though, and fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, those days.
So you guys are all different ages. Did you have different rules for, like, did your parents have different rules for you?
Did they ever? I was waiting for this question. I think the eldest is always like the guinea pig, and you know, the parents are really strict. They don't want to mess anything up, and then they mess everything up, and then I'm just kidding. Mum's over there, just like what? And then they realize that it's like it can be a little bit more relaxed, and then by the time, you know, say the youngest goes through the same experiences. You know, like if I got caught sneaking out, it would be, you know, grounded for 2 weeks or a month or whatever. Emma gets caught sneaking out, and Mum's like, she's just young.
Oh no, I got in a lot of trouble for that. Thank you very much, George. You just didn't get caught.
George, there's no denying, like, George is the first boy of the whole family. So first grandchild, first child, and he was a boy. So I feel like he was absolutely
Adored.
There's
Still is.
George shrines around. So yeah, there are different rules. We think
The pressure of greatness was
What can I say? I'm the
was a
same. First child for a really long time.
Yeah.
First granddaughter.
Yeah.
Oh, so amazing.
And how many siblings do you have?
2. No,
Two.
one. I'm 1 or 2.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go. Did you guys have jobs as a teen?
Yes.
I'll skip past me because I actually finished school and then went straight into the band. So I didn't have a job at
It was
school.
all set up for you already.
I was very lucky.
My first job was at a cafe as a waiter. Whenever my parents would come visit when we were at boarding school, we'd stay in this one place, the Royal Albert Hotel, right on the corner of Albert and Elizabeth Street in Brisbane. And there was this cafe down the bottom we'd always eat at, and we got to know the head waiter there, and he was this lovely guy named John. And when it came time for me to get a job, they spoke to John, and they're like, "Can you give George like a couple of shifts?" And he's like, "Absolutely, no problem." And then
How long did George last in that job?
one shift. I walked out on my first shift because I was waiting tables, and this is my first job. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was like a bit nervous. And they took me around. They're like, "Okay, so here's how it works. They order their entrees, right? And then you watch them, and then once they finish their entrees, you go into the kitchen and you tell the chefs that they're ready for their main meals." So I'm like, "Okay, cool. Table 27, they've finished their entrees." I walk in and I was like, "Hey guys, table 27's ready for their main meals." And I walk out and I just hear behind me this massive crash. And I'm like, "Oh my God, someone's like fainted in the kitchen." I run back in and the head chef is just like throwing his pans down. And I'm like, "Everything all right?" And he's like, "You have no respect. You not call us guys."
Oh.
And I was like, "Huh? What would you like to be called? Your deliciousness? Like, what do you
Sir?
need from me?" Like, obviously they like to be called chef. Yes, chef. You know, that type of thing. I didn't understand that at the time, and he was chucking a real hissy fit about it. And so I was just like, "You know what? I don't need this." And I threw my apron down. I walked out.
What about you, Amy?
I had a few jobs. I first worked at a dress shop called Miss Mouse, and they had really cute things. And then I worked at the Body Shop, Chermside, and that was fun. And then the Body Shop was actually opposite Napoleon. I was like, oh, they look like they have so much fun doing the makeup. So I did a makeup course and then got a job at Napoleon Purtis.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
Now
I was,
Millie's eyes perk
Yeah.
up. Makeup.
So yeah, I was exactly. And being a young girl, like loved it, loved every second. And then the band started to take off, so I left. Yeah.
How did the band start?
It probably started back when so after school, I went on and did a music diploma at TAFE, and it was music performance. And one of my assignments was to write and record an EP, so a 5-track album. And I had to learn how to like market it, had to learn how to produce it, had to write it all, do the photos, like do everything. And it's actually come in handy. Like I went on to do uni and I learned more at TAFE.
Wow.
Which is really interesting. So if you are, just a side note, if you are struggling to decide what to do after school, like I just don't think that I'm a big advocate of not just like jumping into uni because you feel like you have to.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wrote a song called Cheese on Toast, and it sounded like Lily Allen back in the day because she was like having a massive moment. And it was all about growing up in the 90s and all the things like Fairy Bread and Mario and all the
Where's
references.
Wally?
Where's Wally? And I was working on it, and George heard me working on it, and he was an actor in Sydney, living in Sydney as an actor, and he sort of walked past my room. He's like, that sounds cool, like what are you working on? And I was like, oh, it's this song, I'm actually a bit stuck, can you help me for some ideas about what we did in the 90s? And he had all these ideas, and then started to have all these musical ideas as well, and I was like, oh, like I had no idea that you were into music or could sing or any of this. So we actually started writing together, finished the song did well, assignment did well, and then we just continued on as a duo. So we were sort of like a folky duo for quite a while, and did like the Valley Fiesta and like a few busking gigs, and we were like kicking around Brisbane for a while. And then we met Jay Bavino, who is our guitarist, and he's the other guy we wrote Geronimo with. And it sort of like added a new dynamic into our band, and we decided to go down the pop route. And that's how it all started. Yeah, we wrote a song called Let Me Down Easy together.
Yeah.
And that sort of got, it was quite popular in Australia and got a bit of traction. And then we actually got played on a radio station in the US, and it went to #1 on their station. And so we got invited to go to the US.
That was Let Me Down Easy?
Yeah, yeah. In Portland, Oregon, of all places. And they invited us to play their Christmas ball party, and we're like, oh my god, yeah, sure. And we sort of made a bit of a tour of it, put it online, and then that's when we started getting noticed back in Australia. And we got signed by Michael Chugg, who's our manager still today, and we also got recognised by David Campbell of the Today Show, and he invited us to come on and play Let Me Down Easy. And that same day it got added to radio, went to #1 or whatever in Australia, and then our follow-up single was Geronimo.
Okay.
This is
Then when do you jump on board, Em?
Sorry, that was in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Did you feel left out when all this was happening?
Yeah, I had major FOMO. So I think I was still at school when they started singing together, and then they went and ended up going to the Philippines to record and write and record an EP. And that's when I felt very left out. And I was like, how am I going to join this band? And they needed a bass player. So I learned how to play bass and joined the band. I didn't have to audition or anything, which was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you
literally
imagine
did
if
like-
they put you through an audition?
They're like, actually, no, you're not for us. Bye.
We had a fantastic music teacher in Papua New Guinea. His name was Baruka Tau, and he'd been a session musician around Australia, and he toured with Yothu Yindi and Madonna, and like he was quite well known. And he actually knew Chuggy through all those days of touring. And when we told him that we were in a band, and we'd kept in touch with him, and he really mentored us in those early days, and was really proud to say that, or see that we were still doing music as adults. And Emma went and visited him and did like a 3-week bass boot camp, because his main instrument was bass, and he just like taught Emma the entire Sheppard catalogue at the time, which was like 3 songs.
The
And
entire.
Emma-
When I came back to Australia, and we had a show at the Powerhouse,
Oh, wow.
and I got up to do one song. They invited me out from the crowd, and that was like my debut performance with them, and I nearly forgot to plug in my bass, which was very embarrassing. And then, it was just pretty much like, here's a microphone, here's your bass, let's go. And then because that was like the moment that we released Let Me Down Easy as well, and it all took off. And then we were, doing festivals over in South Africa.
Wow.
And kind of just like put in the deep end, which is great. And
And a better way to learn how to swim.
Exactly.
Did you guys all kind of know to yourself that you had kind of like, maybe not hidden, but just like a talent, and then you kind of all came together and it all just like, you kind of shocked yourself?
Well, I think we definitely had fun doing it. Like, I think that was, the really important first step, is that when Amy and I started writing music together, it was just fun. Like, whether or not we sounded good, we weren't sure, but it was just like something that we enjoyed doing and harmonizing. Like, I think Amy said it was like a folky kind of thing. Like Angus and Julia Stone were just kind of blowing up, and we kind of wanted to go down that route and like harmonies, and it was just fun to do. And I think over the course of, the few months or the years after that, it was like slowly revealing itself that this could actually be a proper career path for us, and enough people believed in us and, supported us that we were able to keep going. Like, we were really fortunate to have the people in our corner that we did and still do to this day. And without them, it probably wouldn't have happened.
And I got to say, your parents must be so proud, because to include Emma as well, like, you didn't leave out the only leftover sibling, even though you had to learn really quickly. Like, it's a testimony for how well they've raised you.
I think, our dad had a lot to do with that, because and you're right, because most parents would be like, you want to be a musician?
Yeah.
No, go and get your law degree first, and then you can, mess around with that stuff. But
Or it could have even been, George and Amy got something going on. It's okay. You find your own path.
Yeah, actually, Dad was the one that was pushing. I didn't want to be left out, but I didn't know what I could do. And he was like, well, they need a bass player. How about you learn bass? And I was like, and then, ended up having a bass teacher in Brisbane actually for 1 week. And I just was like, nah, this is not for me. Like, I didn't like the teacher, which was very important for me. And then he was like, okay, I'll take you to Papua New Guinea and you can learn with breakout. Wow. And so I went back and learned with him, and Dad and Mum were like very supportive of us, which from the early days, which is very nice to have, your parents in your corner and really pushing you.
Their dream was our dreams coming true, and it was just really very important back in those early days. As I'm sure
that feels
it's the
like
same
as
for
a
you.
parent.
I saw a video that I loved that you guys posted of like how your parents see you as kids, and like how, even though like you've grown up to your success, how did like that make your parents feel?
Mum, how did that make you feel? I think they're just, I can speak for Mum. She's in the corner nodding her head, that they're extremely proud of us. And that's all you ever really strive to do, is make your parents proud as well. So
Absolutely.
it's good to see that.
But that post ruined, because Emma does all of the social media. And so I'll like open Instagram and TikTok and see what Sheppard's posted. And I was like, oh, okay. And this one, I was just like, what? Oh my God. Like, I was in Sweden at the time trying to do a vocal take with this song, and like, I'm all emotional now, and I'm like, okay, can we take 5? The producer's like, what's going on? Like, this is a fun song. What are you doing?
Apologies.
Yeah, no, I
Should have
watched
come
it
with a
and I
warning.
was crying. I was like, Billy, no, watch this.
I just didn't get emotional like that. Sorry,
You
guys.
don't know what it's
Yeah.
like.
wait till you get a bit older, and then you
The
might.
Terminator over here.
Make it when I'm older. Make that video when
Yeah, I
I'm
will,
older.
I will.
You guys have the coolest relationship. Was it always like that? Did you always have like a really tight relationship together?
Definitely not. I think we have been really close growing up, but Emma and I fought a lot. I think being sisters, especially the older sister, I hated sharing all my things. Just wanted something that was for me only, and I never got that. I had to, or even now, which I really enjoy it now. Obviously, you grow into liking it, but at the time, I used to get so frustrated. We'd fight like cat and dogs. Like, made sure all my clothes were separate and all my shoes were separate. And if Emma touched my hairbrush, like, she was in trouble.
If Amy had like black platform shoes, Emma had to have black platform shoes.
I know what's funny now. Amy's always in my wardrobe. I pick up my hairbrush and there's blue hair in it. Blue hair everywhere. So
It's time to pay the piper.
yes.
Well, it came to a point where Emma, I realized, was much cooler than I was, and she was spending more on clothes. So I'd be like, Well, I've got an idea. Let's share clothes, and then we'll have double the wardrobe, right?
Did you get like in trouble for like yelling at Emma for, you know, stealing
Yeah,
her clothes?
of course. I'm the older sister, so I would be in trouble all the time.
But it's also just like, just let me have my stuff.
Exactly, you get it.
You know, like my brother, when he like, he's a boy, when he touches like, I don't know, when he gets like my beauty sponge and starts squeezing it like a squish, I'm like, don't do that. And I yell at him, and then Mum's like, oh, he's just a little baby. I'm like, no, it's my stuff.
Exactly.
How old is he?
He's 7.
7. Okay.
Oh,
You should know that.
Prime sponge squeezing age.
Exactly. I'm like,
Prime,
stop
what can I
it.
do to annoy her
Yeah.
age?
Now I've got a quick game for us. It's a who did what. So a little
okay. I like
sibling,
games.
sibling challenge. Who had the messiest room?
3, 2, 1.
Emma.
Yeah, Emma.
Emma
3, 2,
saw that
and 1.
coming.
Who hogged the bathroom?
Amy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Amy
for
takes the
sure.
longest to get ready.
Even
Well,
yesterday.
I need the time to do my hair, my makeup.
Yeah.
George doesn't need any.
I'm like, 5 minutes, I'm good.
I mean, when you had pink hair, it must have been different. You must have like make sure your roots weren't showing. You know?
Well, you'd think so. I didn't maintain it so well.
Who handed in the homework late?
Yeah, that was me.
George.
Yeah, definitely. I still have an assignment that I'm pretty sure my grade 6 teacher is chasing me for.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Who was most likely to start the fight?
Emma.
Really?
Yeah, Emma's, well, Chuggy calls her heavy
Oh,
because she's like get out. She's the boss.
Who had the most crushes growing up?
George.
How do you even know? George.
Every time you had one, we would pay you out. So.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Who spent the most money on fashion?
Emma.
Me. Actually, can we go back to that crush one?
Yeah.
I like
let's
to-
go back.
I just like
I
to
was
tell
like,
a
cool, we
story.
glossed over that one.
George and Scully, so we have a mutual friend. They both got jobs at Supre to try and meet girls.
clever. Because they sell in the girls' clothes, right?
Yeah,
We've
exactly.
already done the teen jobs
Wait,
question.
exactly.
Did you get a job at Supre?
I got a job at Supre.
You didn't mention that one, George.
because my friend got a job at Supre and he was talking to a lot of girls and I was like, hey, maybe that's a good way to talk to girls.
Brilliant.
And it was the worst job of all time. I don't know. It just wasn't the kind of girls you'd want to talk to that would be coming in all the time.
Yeah.
And like I was doing like the change rooms, which, you know, I had to unlock the change rooms for girls and they'd like lock themselves out and they'd come and tell me to open it up and they're just like, open the door. And I'm like, oh, okay. And like I'd be put on security at the front door and like I'm like, can I check your bag? And like, yeah, righto, mate. And I'm like, oh, this is not working out the way I was hoping.
Gosh. Oh,
Good move,
Yeah.
though. Good
Yeah.
move. I like the dirt. Thank you.
Yeah, Supre. That was a 3 months. 3 months at Supre.
Well, you stuck at it longer than the cafe.
Yeah.
So, well,
who was the naughtiest?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I suppose.
Who was the golden child?
George.
George.
It's George.
Yeah.
Who was the
naughtiest and the golden child?
Yeah. Work
Dichotomy.
together. Who was the funniest?
Amy and George are very funny in different ways.
Mm.
That's hard.
Amy's pretty funny.
Yeah, so give it to Amy.
Amy's funny in a subtle way.
yeah, actually.
Amy's witty.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm funny.
Right. Who partied the hardest growing up?
George.
Is it party the hardest? Mm-hmm. All right. Yep. I'll take that one.
Okay, now back to normal questions. When was your first gig all together and how did it go?
I guess that was the first full gig together. Mm-hmm. I suppose that would have been, South Africa?
Eden's Hill?
Eaton's Hill.
Old museum.
Yeah, it was an old museum.
That's right. We were actually in an American horror movie
Oh.
called.
Old 37.
That's it.
It's about an ambulance driver that responds to 911 calls, and when he shows up and takes the person who's had a car accident or whatever into his ambulance, he wasn't
Is that
a
because you
paramedic.
were an actor? Like, how did you get into it?
It came through a PR agency in
Okay.
America that we were using. Her husband was doing a movie and they needed a band for a party scene.
Ah.
And so we went over and we were the band in this party scene. And
But before that, is this the story like when? So we had Miley Cyrus' sister was in the film.
Oh,
called
wow.
Brandy Cyrus, and she actually came over to Australia and came to our performance, and that was kind of like the launch of Sheppard.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Was she
Wow.
nice?
Yeah, she's lovely. Yeah.
So-
we brought her to the Gold Coast and showed them around. And
Oh,
Were you with Miley?
no, we went with Miley.
It's okay, you still connections. You got
Yes.
connections.
Brandy Cyrus is her name.
Yeah, I love all their names. Like they're really cool names.
Yeah, Noah, I think. Noah
Noah
Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Yeah.
What has been your biggest gig yet?
I mean, I guess the two that pop to mind would be the AFL Grand Final in 2020.
Yeah.
Getting that in Brisbane, first time out of Melbourne, first time it was a nighttime show. You know, there was no expense spared on the spectacle and the production. Everyone in the stadium had these like glowing wristbands that went to the music. There was like 100 dancers on the field. We just got to pretend to be Coldplay for 10 minutes and had the greatest time. It was my birthday too, so I was like, I don't know how we topped that one. We did the main stage at Rock in Rio, which is like the biggest festival in Brazil, and this is right at the peak of Geronimo, and it was Rihanna, Sam Smith, and Sheppard on Saturday night.
Did you get to meet them?
We met Sam Smith.
Oh, that's so
Rihanna
cool.
was like 5 layers of security deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty epic show. 100,000 people in that audience.
And being Brazilian and Rio, surely they just partied hard and
Surely you
colourful
would have
and
found like
wonderful.
some girls there instead of like working at Supre.
I'd found
Brazil.
my wife at this point.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, never
Unfortunately,
mind.
it was,
Never mind.
I was a taken man. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Would have been a great opportunity to meet. Unfortunately, I had a wife.
Oh gosh.
But I actually got to zip line in for the start of the show. They had this like Heineken tower where you'd zip line
Wow.
across the front of the stage, and people could pay to do it, you know, during the Rage Against the Machine set or whatever, like for their favorite band. And you could see it when you're performing on the stage. People are just going right across the front, and they had this idea that I could zip line in for the start of the show, and so I started the show from up the top of this thing. I was like, "Rock in Rio," and like, you know, they strapped the microphone to my hand, and I did this, made them do the countdown, and then in like 5, 4, 3, they strapped this helmet onto me, which I didn't know was going to be a thing. And then it turned from Mission Impossible to Grade 9 camp real quick. And then I just looked like a dork, just going like, "Thoo."
Did you say Geronimo as you went
We
down?
were actually playing, the band were playing Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, okay.
So funny and random for us.
I wish we could do that gig again. There's so many things that we know now that I guess we were still a new band and getting to know our sound, getting to know like what to do on stage as well. So it was a weird time for us because we had like our biggest moment quite early on.
Yeah.
So if we could have our time again, it would be very, very different.
Yeah, when we were the least experienced, we got to do the biggest stages.
Yeah.
And now that you've got all this experience, you know what to do. You know, it's like, come on, let us do it one more time. Just let us have one more crack at
Yeah.
that.
Going back to the school question, did you guys like school, and like what was your experience with it?
I hated school. Hate.
Tell us how you really feel.
Hate. And even when I think back at school, I get a bit of trauma, PTSD.
Wow.
I just feel like it wasn't for me, and I think it's important to note because I didn't really, I didn't have a passion at school. I didn't know what I was going to do, and it just felt like, yeah, it wasn't my thing, and teachers really didn't like me. But I just want, to say that school's not everything, and it might be what study hard.
Stay in school.
Stay in school,
By all
study
means.
hard, but just remember that it's not be all end all, and if you don't know what's going on with your life at that moment, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Look at your life and how it's turned
Exactly.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, school was fine. Like, obviously I knew what I wanted to do. I just had,
Got A pluses. I mean, it was fine.
no, like I did all right. I wasn't like, crazy academic, or I wasn't bad at school or hated by teachers, just like average, I guess. But
Just not hated at all.
yeah. But I had blinders on for what I was going to do. So I kind of felt like I was like wasting my time at school, even though I wasn't, obviously.
Yeah.
I just couldn't wait to get out of there and start my music career. So I'm really glad that I kind of stuck to that and worked at my passion behind the scenes as well.
Yeah.
When you know, you know.
Yeah. When you know, you know.
So did you like school?
Look, I had a bit of a love-hate relationship with school. I actually got a scholarship to go to boarding school, and I was like, all this promise of my academic potential, and then it was just such a sea change for me, like a completely different world that I kind of froze, and I didn't, like I said, didn't really hand in assignments. I was really bad at homework. I was fine in class, but just as soon as class finished, you're at boarding school, you're just hanging out with your friends, and just want to have fun and do whatever. So I enjoyed the boarding school aspect from like grade 10 onwards, as we were kind of growing up, and I was used to it. But the actual like school side of things, like maths and like I'm still have trouble trying to make simple calculations in my brain. Like, but then and they teach you, all these like algebra and calculus and all this stuff that you don't actually use. Like, I'd prefer to know how to do my taxes.
Yeah.
I know.
That's what's hard, especially when you're a creative. We're all creatives, and we're all creatives, and found school obviously hard and not exactly for us.
Yeah.
Which is tough.
What is the age gap between all of you?
What do you think?
You guys actually, you could all be triplets, honestly.
No, don't say that. I'm the youngest, and I just turned 32.
Okay.
And then Amy is 3 years older than me, 34. And then
that makes me 21.
and George is 3 years older than her and is 38.
So
We actually just all, like, our birthdays are all similar. So we're in September and George is in October. So we just all had our
October
birthdays.
Same.
I'm October as well.
What's the best bit about being in a band together as siblings, and what's the worst?
I think the best thing would definitely be that you're in a band with people that you trust. Like the love is unconditional, and you can, talk openly and honestly with each other without feeling like you're going to break up the band. Like a lot of bands, they have that personality clash, or like even the tightest of creative relationships, like Simon and Garfunkel, for example, like they just get sick of each other at some point, and the personalities clash, the egos clash, and they
Oasis.
Oasis, perfect example.
Yeah.
But
they're
actually they are
brothers.
family.
Well, like that's
Yeah.
why they're back together, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's never any like residual bad blood when it's your siblings. I feel like it's the kind of thing where you might get into an argument or a disagreement of some kind, but then 15 minutes later you're just asking each other what's for dinner, and like it's like it never happened. And I think that's the best part.
I think the worst part is not being able to switch off.
Yeah.
So it's just constant, like at the dinner table we're talking about Sheppard, and then during the day you're talking about Sheppard, and then also when something bad happens to us or someone's saying something bad, it affects all of us.
Yeah.
Which is really hard, and people are attacking your family and not just you. So that would be the hardest.
Do you feel like you guys are all kind of like connected in a way? Like, if someone's like, I guess like sick, you kind of all feel like sick for them, or if someone's like, hurt,
I guess
Kinda?
in the sense of if someone's sick, like it does affect all of us, and we can't work.
Oh,
And, I'm about to have a baby, and that's going to affect everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, in that sense, yes.
Maybe
I get annoyed when they get sick. I'm like, God, get away! Stop breathing on me.
do you think your baby might be a part of the band one day?
We'll see. Depends what they can do.
Yeah.
Maybe when we all have kids,
Yeah.
they can join a band together.
Sheppard Mark II,
Yeah.
2.0.
Yeah.
With Amy having a baby, do you feel like you guys are all kind of having the baby as well? Like, do you like,
I mean, it is. We are such a close family
Yeah.
that it does feel like there's a baby on the way for all of us. And obviously Amy's a big part of the band as well. So her touring schedule will affect us, and I don't. Once the baby's born, I think she's got to have like 3 or 4 months of just like not doing anything, and the baby can't travel and all this stuff.
George, this is a time we can take a holiday.
Well, that's what I'm
Yes.
planning on. I'm going to Japan.
I love all of your fashion. I love when you had pink hair. Things change. I also am obsessed with your nails. I can't stop
Oh,
looking
thank
at
you.
them.
Yes, if you can see my nails.
I love them. I wish I could have them at school. But how did you guys all find your fashion?
Still finding it. I just get told what to wear pretty much.
Actually, George is very lucky. So I feel like you found your fashion within the brand Scotch and Soda. So George gets dressed by them, but every time he walks in, he's like, I love this, that. Like they just like pretty much they don't do this, but like it feels like the brand makes the clothes for George, right?
Yeah, it's the only brand that I've had that I can, like, it was my favorite brand before I started working with them. But I'd walk in and it feels like Emma said, they've made the clothes just for me. Like it works for Sheppard on stage.
Wow.
You got all these bold, colourful pieces.
Yeah.
So pretty much for the last at least 5 years. I think that's all I've worn is just Scotch and soda.
I think I found my fashion through making a lot of bold choices. And some of those bold choices, we look back and laugh. Like Emma's probably in the same boat. But we weren't afraid to like try things and like be a bit crazy and wear the color. We never really conformed to like what all the trends were, what everybody else was wearing, because we were on stage. We wanted to stand out. So we'd wear crazy things. And sometimes you look back and you think, what was I thinking?
I saw your post about the
we
arias.
just recently did a post about it.
Yeah, I liked
that.
all of it.
Yeah,
I love fashion and how it shows a timestamp.
Yeah, exactly.
At the time, it would have been in fashion, at least like
I swear.
I think. Well,
Like
I think so.
concealer on the lips.
Oh, the concealer lips. Oh, that lipstick had a chokehold on me for so many years.
Saint Germain from MAC was like bright.
It was like this colour.
No, like even lighter, just like
Yeah.
the pink.
That
I
neon.
feel like MAC has just like come with us in the generations. Like even now, they've still got all the perfect like lip colors. I feel like MAC just nails it every single
Yeah,
time.
they do.
Who decides these things? This is what I'm always curious about.
Yeah.
It's like who
How does it-
decided like flares are back.
Yeah.
That's happening again.
And I feel like if you keep wearing something, it stays in fashion. So if you think about like the 50s fashion and how classic it is, and everyone says it's classic, but I think because people still just wear a 50s style dress and 50s styles hair. So then it's never out of fashion, but it's because we just never stop wearing it. So if we didn't stop wearing 70s or hippie
Yeah.
or
I think it's crazy the fashion that's in trend now with the younger, probably your generation, with like, what's an
low
example?
rise.
The
Like
low rise.
low rise
And
as
the
low as it can
those
go.
circle belts that are
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I could not believe it when I saw those come back in.
because they're back again.
And that's the
Actually,
first time
a
that
lot of
it's-
the trends are from like you can get them at Supre. So
Oh, there you go. See,
Hey.
I was ahead of my time. But yeah, it's all like oversized things now.
It
I,
is.
I put something oversized on and I just look like a balloon. Like,
But it's I kind of like it because it's like comfy, right?
it's
Yeah.
comfy and it looks
I
cool.
just
and you
Millie
can
must get
accept
sick of
it.
doing this, and I remember my mum doing it to me. So when I was at school, which was the 90s, and grunge came in and it was all baggy, but then a little bit of hippie came in, and my mum was like, "I've still got the clothes. Do you want to wear them?" She'd kept some of her
I'm
stuff.
waiting for this moment.
Yeah, and then now Millie will go, "Oh, I want to buy this dress," and I'm like, "I've got one.
Yeah.
It's 25 years old, but it is in a cupboard at home. Do you
Yeah.
just want to wear my clothes?"
You should go through the box and
Yeah, look at her. She's like, "Oh, they smell a bit for her." Millie gets worried about it.
No, it smells like how every single grandma has like that moth thing in like. It smells like that. I'm like, I don't be wearing like moth clothing.
So this is still
Like,
your
Let
mother's
me
clothes.
smell good.
Well, I've got my mum's hippie clothes still.
Still.
I have boxes of like my mum's clothes and then my clothes from the different eras.
But-
because I don't know about you guys with your fashion. I hope you would keep it. But I keep the special things. I've still got my graduation dress, my formal dress. I've still got my
Probably because you make
21st
them all, so
birthday
you're
dress.
scared to throw them away.
It's
It like
so hard
hurt
to
your
get rid
soul.
of them.
Yeah, it
But
is.
We have so many clothes.
Yeah.
It's
your baby.
it's
If
getting-
you have a girl, you have to keep your clothes.
No, I still have my wedding dress in the
Yes.
box, of course, and I'm just wondering, do
You
I keep it?
Yes, you do.
all of our outfits, are memories to us. Like I don't if you're like, oh, that gig, if you say it, I don't really remember it, and then you pull out a sequin outfit. I'm like, I wore that
Yes.
on December to remember. Yeah,
I find it hard to throw undies away that definitely need to be thrown away.
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
might be hoarders.
We've been through so much.
They're like, let me.
The elastic's gone, holes in it.
I think
Econ, mate.
Yeah, not today. I can't throw them away today.
you guys have a new song and it's so fun. How did you guys develop being such good songwriters?
Oh, I'm glad that you think we are. I appreciate it.
I think you are the best songwriters in the country. And
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
so
just
nice.
blowing wind. I honestly, every song, I find so many layers to. I think
that's
you're
really
like
kind.
the Bee Gees of our era.
Oh, stop it. That's a bit far.
And
but-
that's just because of the sibling and Queenslanders, but I'm just like, yeah.
I guess it just takes practice, and we've written a lot of songs in our time. Not all of them have been good, and we haven't released a lot of those ones. But it comes with experience, and again, being bold and trying things that might not work, and just seeing where it leads. I think that's really important. Is to be scared and do it anyway. That's a motto that I live by because so much good comes from being vulnerable.
And we still write bad songs. Like, it's not like we just wrote bad songs in the start and now it's all good. Every song we
Yeah.
write's a brilliant
Yeah.
song. Like, you only hear the ones that we release. And you write for an album, you might write over 100 songs. And every day you're just in the studio trying something else. And the majority of the time, it doesn't quite land or whatever. But then you get one special day where everyone's in sync or something pops into your head that it just feels like magic. And then you can pull on that thread. And like we've always said that the best songs are the easiest ones to write. And, still to this day, like when we find that, we're just like, oh my God, this is great. Okay, let's, and then you feed off that inspiration, that excitement, but it doesn't happen every day. It's like, you still have to work at it. You still have to show up and write the bad songs until the good ones come through.
How do you know what's a good or bad song though? Like, don't you get a little bit attached, or do you like come to dinner and, here, we'll just play this song, tell us what you think, or show friends? Like,
it's kind of hard.
What's your
Amy will
process?
probably attest to this as well, but like every time you're writing a song, you're like, this is the best thing ever. Can't believe we've done this. And then you come back to it the next day and you're like, what were we thinking? How did we come up with this and think it was good? But it's
you need the space from the song sometimes. Sort of smell the
Yeah.
coffee beans and come back to it. Or it can be like with Geronimo, like we knew it was great, but every time we'd show someone, you think every song's good, like they're like your children, and then every time we'd play it, whether it was just Instagram, like a little Instagram snippet, or we started playing it live, and people would be obsessed with it and be asking us like, what was that Geronimo song? When's that coming out? So we knew that we were on something with that one.
Did you guys write songs as teens, and were they like cringy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I still remember the first song I wrote, and it was called Time.
time.
And it was
So
How deep?
powerful. So powerful.
Time goes by so fast, it never really lasts.
Oh, I remember that one. I remember that.
Remember it?
Yeah.
Oh my
Never
god.
really lasts.
No, I feel like every single kid has like a voice recording of themselves, like just in their voice notes, just like creating a song and just like singing.
Yeah, like
and thinking they sound so good.
I was like,
Millie wrote
yeah.
songs.
Did you?
Yeah.
I remember when I'd get bored, I'd like get out my ukulele and try to be like, I don't know my name. You know that song on like the X Factor or something. And it was this girl. She sung the song in cursive, and I'll show you the video later.
Sung the song in cursive.
She was like, I don't know.
Ari.
It was so funny.
I
I just
know.
thought it was amazing, and then I tried to be like her. Just
Sung the
kind of.
song in cursive.
I just
I've never
knew
heard
I
that.
didn't really have a singing hidden talent.
Yeah.
So.
But I think
Yeah.
there'd be a lot of kids out there who get discouraged by, their first song they ever write, and they go, oh, it's not good. I'm
Yeah.
not a good songwriter. And then they'll sort of, use that to justify why they shouldn't keep going. But
Yeah.
everybody starts at different places, and, you're always going to be bad at something when you first start to do it. It's like anything. But
Yeah.
the more you work at it and the better you get, the more songs you write, the more experience you have with it, the more your taste starts to formulate. I think, people give up too quickly and too soon. When if they just stuck with it, if you stick with it,
Yeah.
you can write you will know your name type
Yeah.
of thing,
Do you guys have any tips for teens wanting to start a band, wanting to start songwriting or singing?
I think the best the best advice I can give is to learn how to write songs. Don't get discouraged about the bad songs that you write, like I said, and just the more you can get up on stage and have that experience of being in front of a crowd and knowing what makes people jump and bounce and smile and whatnot. You can only ever learn that by doing it. And everyone's so nervous to get on stage for that first time. And I remember the first time we got up on stage was I couldn't sleep for like 3 nights before. I was terrified.
Yeah.
Just knowing like there's going to be people in the crowd like just sitting there watching us for an hour or whatever. Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to say? How's this going to work? But then you just get up there and you ride the wave, and most of your dreams are on the other side of fear. It's like you got to be uncomfortable because you're not going to grow when you're comfortable. And it's that leap of faith. And I guess that's what Geronimo's all about, is like taking that leap and having trust in the process. And then, you're always going to be okay,
My other piece of advice would be to be a nice person, because it's very easy to get a big head very quickly in this industry, and you're never at the top. No one ever stays at the top for the whole time. Like, it's sort of like waves like this, and the people that you meet up along the way, you're going to meet back down the ladder as well. So it's really important to treat people with respect and realize that you're not better than everybody else.
Yeah, you have to stay humble as well, and stay in your lane as well.
And we are the most humble band.
Well, I've always been impressed every step of the way with you guys. So, yes, you are definitely living and breathing that. So, thank you. Yeah.
If you could give your younger self some advice, what would it be?
I would say enjoy the moment because you never know when the next moment is. And yeah, I feel like I did take a lot of it for granted, or like I was too busy with like thinking about other things to really enjoy the Geronimo moment. And so I really regret that. And I wish I could go back and relive some of those memories. And yeah, that would be
It does
mine.
go quickly.
Yeah,
I mean,
life does go like that.
especially when you are doing something that you love and something that is so high pressure, and you're doing all these festivals and shows and whatever. Like, you've got to be in the moment, like focused. But then it's also really easy to, because you're so concentrated on doing the job properly, that it just sort of slips by, and you're like, oh wait, we did that AFL Grand Final thing. Like the next day, I was watching it back on YouTube, and I was just like, what? This is what happened? Oh my god!
That's
like
me.
I was just a blur when you're going through it, just because you're so like hyper focused, and the nerves and everything. It can be really easy to forget to stop and smell the roses.
Yeah, that's a good, stop and smell the roses.
Yeah. I think also something that I wish I'd known back then, I thought that like, oh, Geronimo's number one, job's done. We're good to go. Like, we're fine now. It's easy. Like, every song we release is going to go to number one. And it's easy to get caught in that like idea that you don't have to work hard anymore. Whereas it's actually the opposite. You know, as soon as we released Geronimo and it was a big success, we had to work 3 times as hard as we ever did. And it was just like, oh my goodness, like we now have to follow it up. We have to do all these interviews. We have to fly to these all these countries, and like it was just way more workload than I ever expected. It wasn't like the ticket to easy street that I thought it was going to be. It was very much like, now the real work begins. And even to this day, you know, we're still working our butts off, just trying to write music, promote music, run the business. It's never ends.
Just to add to that, I would say it's not embarrassing unless you're embarrassed. That's what I would say to my younger self, because I was so self-conscious for a really long time. And then just one day something clicked to me. I thought, you know what? I just don't care that much anymore.
Yeah.
Life is short. And as soon as I was able to be myself, like doors just opened. And I think that's a really hard lesson for a lot of people to learn, myself included.
Yes.
And I just wish they didn't put so much weight in what random people thought of me. Even now, like you get stupid comments on social media, and I just try not let it affect me anymore, because it's just not worth my time.
Yeah, I love that. Say that again. It's not...
It's only embarrassing unless you're embarrassed.
Yes. There you go, Millie. She always says to me, like when I'm dropping her off, don't embarrass me. And so then I'll wind the window down and be like, bye, sweetie, mommy loves you.
I'm sorry, no, but that's embarrassing. I'm sorry. That you can't tell me that's not embarrassing.
Well, no,
That's different.
So I'm really like fluid with Millie's fashion choices, because my parents were really strict growing up, and I got told what to wear and all that kind of stuff. So with Millie, I didn't ever want to stifle her creativity. But the other day she went to a birthday party and my mum was in the car, and I wind down the window to do our traditional, bye, mummy loves you. And Nanny yells out, your skirt's too short.
That's embarrassing.
In front of all of her friends. Oh, she's still traumatized.
God, I love it. Thanks, Granny.
But
Gosh.
Millie, it's not embarrassing.
No, that
unless
was funny.
you're
All my friends
embarrassed.
laughed, but I'm like,
thanks, Granny. Bye.
oh
I don't know
gosh.
her.
Yeah, be like, that guy. Who is that guy?
Yeah, I guess like I just try not to let it affect my day anymore. And like
Yes.
you wake up the next day, it's a new day, and just no point in carrying
Carrying it.
the weight and heaviness of, you know, waking up at 3 a.m. being like, I can't believe I said that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're never going to please everyone all the time.
No.
You know, there's always one person in our crowd who's yawning, or like, you know, it's really easy to just fixate on that one person, because you're like, what are we doing wrong? How come we're not entertaining you?
Yeah.
But you got to realize, like, there's so many people that are exposed to your music. It's not going to be for everybody. And it's always like the people that criticize you always feel like the loudest. Whereas in reality, like, they're usually people that you wouldn't stop and talk to on the street anyway. So it doesn't really matter what they think. It's none of your business. Everyone's going to have an opinion.
If all of you could go back to your teen self, maybe whether it was at boarding school or at home, and tell them about your life now and what has happened, would they believe it?
That we're on the Move Over Mama podcast? Absolutely not. That would have been a huge thing.
For me, probably yes. I think I always had the vision.
Yeah.
And my vision was probably living in LA with a bunch of cars and
Yeah.
lots of shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You still have that.
But on a different scale, I think I'd be very proud of where I am and who I've become.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be like a netball star or something. Like I was so obsessed with netball and sport that I don't think I ever saw myself going down this path.
Yeah, same. I was definitely on the road to like acting, and that was my big passion at school. And Amy mentioned before, I lived in Sydney. I went to drama school, and like I wanted to be in movies and theatre and TV shows and making characters and all this stuff. I would have been very surprised to know that I would be in a band with my siblings, touring the world, and spending so much time
Going on zip
making
lines across
memories.
stages.
Zip lining across Rock and Rio stages. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love that you've all got completely different answers as well. Same family, different answers.
Yeah.
Love it.
So now you guys are all about to have a new member to the family. Congratulations, Amy.
Thank you.
And congratulations to the auntie and uncle,
Uncle G.
Uncle G.
you.
We're very proud and excited for you guys.
Thank you.
We've got some baby names for you guys.
Oh, do you?
Now, we thought it was going to be a boy because why do we think that, Mum?
I read it.
Yeah. There was an article that came out that said baby boy joy for Amy.
But
But
maybe because you have blue hair, maybe.
I don't know where they got it from, but I don't know what I'm having. We're keeping it a surprise. So
Yes.
I need name suggestions.
Okay, so we've got boy names. So do you want to read some and I read
So
some?
you can all pitch them as a family. You can all rate them as a family.
I can't wait for this.
Okay.
Let's
So
go.
we've got Jerome for Geronimo.
Oh, I was like, that's a little close to Jerome.
Oh,
Well, you don't like that?
Great. That's so funny.
Geronimo.
We thought Jeron.
Oh yeah, Ronnie.
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 That's
a
actually
good
what
one.
some of the fans call the monster in the film clip.
Ah, there
The
we
cardboard
go.
monster.
Yep.
Ronnie.
All right. Okay.
Ronnie Shepp. That's
So yes or no?
No,
Halfway.
Okay.
It's like Gladiator.
Joseph because you guys are Sheppard.
Hey, my middle name is
Oh.
Joseph.
It is.
Oh.
That was our
So
granddad's
that's-
name.
Yeah, it was our mum's dad's name was Joseph.
So you're Joseph Sheppard.
Yeah, that's right. With an F, not a PH.
Yes. Okay.
Ah,
So
you can do that.
It could be.
Yep. Could be. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. In a nod to the siblings, Emoge after Emma and George. Emoge.
Bow.
Ding 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 ding.
Or-
Emoge.
Yeah, emerge.
Geronimo.
Geronimo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Geronimo.
We thought that was all of them.
George
Geronimo.
Georgemy.
Georgemy.
Geronimo.
Georgemy. No.
Lyric because you write
Lyric. Oh, that could be a girl's name too.
Aria because you
I love the name Aria.
Aria. It's a nice name. Yeah.
Bo or Boo.
We thought
Beau-
Bo, beautiful nothing.
Oh, I thought you meant like a
Yeah,
bow.
well,
Bow.
that could be that.
violin bow.
Bo. Like this is the real name though. Like we, Lyric
Yeah,
and Bo
that's
were
a
like
cute
real
name.
pictures, by the way.
B-E-A-U,
We were
right?
just like we think that'd be nice.
I
Bo's
like Bo
cute.
as well. Yeah,
I like
that's
Bo.
a ding ding ding.
Yay. Okay.
Okay, we
well,
got one,
Yeah.
and
Now
that's
we've got-
really it. That's
I love it.
Do you guys have any names picked
Well,
out?
someone was like, you can't have Ivy. And I was like, why? And they're like, IVF. I was like, oh.
Ivy. Yeah, Ivy Francis.
And then another name I was saying to these guys earlier, another name that I really liked was Martha for a girl.
Yeah.
And then I realized my husband's last name's Stewart. So
Oh, Martha Stewart is a famous chef, Millie.
yeah.
Oh, you don't have a good encounter with chefs. So
Yes,
yeah,
please
exactly.
no.
Yes.
I feel
Martha's
like
a cute name.
Yeah.
because like all these like old school names are coming back, and I know George is now a
Yes.
popular baby name, even though it feels like an old person's name. I feel like you could probably go for like a Gertrude or
Gertrude. Bernice.
a Bernice, a
Mavis.
Beatrice,
Mavis.
Mavis,
Yes.
I don't hate
Betty.
these names.
Agnes.
What about Karen?
No, that is, I'm sorry. If that's
Karen
your
with a
name.
Y.
Very unfortunate.
K-A-R-Y-N, and then she'll be nice.
I feel really bad for anyone called Karen.
I know, poor things. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. The last thing we do with all of our guests is we have a fortune cookie jar, and you just open up your fortune, and sometimes they magically totally align with everything you've taught today.
Thank you. What do we got? Beautiful Nothing will be as big a hit as Geronimo.
Oh my gosh! Wow!
How do they do that?
Crazy.
That says you will take a voyage soon.
That means it's going to be, we predict it. It means it's going to be a hit and you're going to do a world tour.
Okay.
All right, let's interpret
Nice.
it that way.
All right, great success. Great success awaits you.
Beautiful nothing. You're going to have your second wave. All right,
Oh,
one
thanks.
more.
Okay. Hear that crunch?
ASMR.
Says, you are courteous, diplomatic, and affable. And may find
Laughable,
happiness,
maybe.
and may find happiness in politics and public service.
Change your career for Amy there?
The wrong cookie there.
Totally the wrong cookie.
It's okay. We have two really good ones.
Amy for Gold Coast Mayor.
Yes. I love it. Amy, George and Emma, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Millie and I actually had you on our vision board for a really long time and you have lived up to that vision. So thank you so much. We wish you the best with Beautiful Nothing. Everyone go and stream it, make TikToks to it, Reels, whatever it is.
It's the important one, isn't it?
I know. Play it, please. Buy it, even better. Go to the concerts, but
Make the TikToks.
make the
Make the
TikToks.
Make the TikToks.
Make the TikToks. Now, if you want to follow Sheppard, there's like a million handles. So we'll put them all in the show notes because there's the band, then there's all of you individually as well.
Yes.
But where is the best place for us to all find you?
So we run our socials as well. So it is We Are Sheppard over like all of our socials.
Okay.
Yep.
Just do that one. That's nice and easy. And please support them in everything that they do because you have stayed humble and you've been really helpful sharing your teen years and your experiences. So on behalf of Millie and I, thank you.
Thank
Hey, it's our
you.
pleasure.
so
Oh,
much.
I know, just like 9-year-old me is like screaming right now.
I know.
Like, absolutely crazy.
Oh, I'm so glad we got to make it happen.
Yeah.
So thanks for having us on.
Thank you.
Move over, Mama! With Emily Jade and Millie Valentine. My name is Teddy James. Thanks for listening. See you next week.